Hello guys, this is May 2021, a few weeks before the winter down here in Brazil. Man, I love this cold weather. In this video, I just will make a quick update regarding the Zetor 7340, excuse me, just because so many things have changed and then it might looks like previous videos will like a cheat or something like that. As usual, as my spoken English is rubbish, I will most like add everything I said in the description. So, in respect to your ears and of course to the hearing impaired, please take a look at that. I'll do my best for explanation as well. So, let's take a quick tour. All right. Over here is the new electric pump, old electric pump actually. I removed the lift pump which was originally here. Here's the diesel pump which goes to the main engine. So this one has always the same problem with the diaphragm, that rubber inside, which make pressure always breaking off. So I completely removed it. And then the mechanics helped me out. They installed this electric one. Uh, let's see. It just like a regular one for diesel suited, of course. Let's see. It has those two electric plugs. Over here we will not see it, but one is the positive, other one is negative, of course. Usually the side which has the electric plugs is the one which the fuel goes out. So in this case, it's just like that. Okay, so in this side, the fuel is coming right from the fuel tank through this rubber hose. And then over here, where it has the electric switches, the electric plugs, is where the fuel goes out. In my case, the fuels go after the pump, it goes into the fuel filter, then it goes right all the way to the fuel pump. Please note that in this case, the fuel would come from the filter to the lift pump, and then from the lift pump to this engine pump. Now we bypass this. Regarding the electric installation, as I am rebuilding the whole electric system, which was a mess in this tractor, now which I done is in the negative, in the minus, of course, I grounded it right to the tractor pump. Please note that despite this is a red wire, it's all is really the black one I used right here. Please don't mix with this one. Okay, so here you can see better. The negative wire comes out from the electric pump and is grounded to the tractor. Okay, as the positive wire, which here is this red one, I have temporarily connected right to the 15 number electric, the one which is turning on once you put the key on the first position, which is it's probably one here, but when I turn on, it activates the fire pump. Right? All of this is for now disabled. I'm not using the switch as I used before, because as I said, I am rebuilding the whole electric systems. The only things are actually working for now is the most important ones. In this case, the oil pressure sensor, the battery alternator pressure, charger, and of course the temperature gauge. Everything out is removed, including the headlights, the tail lights. There's nothing else installed by now. Okay, let me see in front of it. You can see everything's removed because I also will rebuild the whole hood, the whole front after the accident have. You can see everything is ripped off. Over here you can see I have two additional fuel filters, diesel filters of course. I'm not using them right now because I have once previously installed an overflow tank, an extra tank over here. So I intended to pump the fuel into this so it will be higher, and then from the gravity it will go to another these extra filters, and then it will go to the engine. Because as you know, if you have one of these tractors, the fuel tank is very low, of course, and so to not have all that trouble to the pump. But in this case, I'm not using this. The idea is please note that over here, I just added this thin metal sheets, thin metal plates, because between the pump and them, I have used that thermical paste, the same one people apply to computer CPUs, so it helps to transfer the heat better. Because I noticed that, well, for those who don't know, these pumps they have a lot of heat. Of course, electrical, they generate a lot of heat, but they all refreshed, they all cooled from inside. Uh, when the fuel passes through. But as the fuel goes to a higher temperature after the return from the engine and all that stuff, maybe in a day in which the temperature is higher, then the fuel comes with a higher temperature, and maybe the pump cannot deal with all that heat. So it seems like it helped. Okay, in this case, the ideal scenario I have once made before I ripped all off would be, instead of using this positive wire right to the key, you should add it to a fuse, let's say 40 amps, 30 amps, and just and not connect it to that. The the ideal would be to use a relay to turn this pump on and off. Or at least some people say, well, you can see in this case I have nothing, no, and I will not have any kind of electrical stuff, fancy stuff installed in this tractor. But let's say you have some different headlights, you have a radio, other fancy electrical stuff. It will be nice to install at least a diode here. So if in any case, after you turn this pump off, any kind of electrical signal could return to the engine or something like that, this diode would avoid to burn it, to damage your equipment. So in this case, there is nothing on for now. Okay, let me show you. Over here, as you can see, of course it's not gonna show that, but the pump is connected to the key. Okay, so if I turn on the key, the after on goes to the pump as well, right? What I will going to do over here, I have already a fuse box which I'm not using yet. I will pass the pump right here and then to a relay, and this relay will be turned on from the key. So you never had you will not have all that electrical current running through the key, but through the relay. By the way, this pump is, despite its bad appearance, it is newer than that one. That one I have is the first one I installed, which worked very fine from 2015 until 2020, but then it got clogged as I had it installed just right now before the fuel filter. Okay, so I removed it, take it out for cleaning, and I installed this. This one is from Aero, one of those Chinese junk that we have all around. It works fine despite it being Chinese, but as I had this little accident a little time ago and it damaged everything off. So by the time I am repairing this, I reinstalled this previous one and it works fine. It's probably have been difficult to understand a lot, so I will draw schematics of how I did it, and it is working very well. Okay. Again, this little piece of junk. Oh, by the way, over here it looks like it had something, but it doesn't, because when you remove the slip pump, as there is a little contraction inside, even without it, you might have some fuel leakings, okay, which are coming back from the pump or something like that. So I added some silicone rubber and then I pass a lot of tapes, everything up. Eventually, I will have some fuel leaks over here, but that's no big deal. The important thing is that you don't have any kind of mess, no dirt, nothing going inside your system. So again, how the thing is working for now, and it works fine. But if you are able to install a little more safety, like a relay, a fuse, then things will go better for you. Right now, what's happening? Here I go. Everything is turned off. Then the first set on the key, the position number 1, activates. Maybe you can hear the fuel pump. All right. Then let's go to the fuel pump. Okay, once the fuel pump is on, here one of these hoses come right from the fuel tank. Okay, comes through the fuel pump. The only thing I have added a little filter then, not a fuel filter, just a net to avoid any kind of dirt to come in, which is not the ideal, of course. Then from the pump, it goes to the filter. From the filter, it goes all the way to the injection pump. Okay, and here it goes to the engine. These pumps are pretty strong. They have a lot of strength to work. So the idea would be, and that's what I'm going to do next, I have it before, to install it after the filter. So the fuel comes from the fuel tank. Instead of going to the pump, it goes to the filter, from the filter to the pump, and from the pump to the engine pump.